Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Astrological Intentions. I am your host, Alex Reevy, along with the slender slim herself, Sandy Reevy. Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
It is episode 225, November 14th. Let's get right into it. In the transits, we have a big week. Monday, November 14th, Mercury, sextile Pluto.
Can we get along?
Same day, Sun, trine, Neptune.
It's about to turn direct.
Then Tuesday, November 15th, Venus, trine, Jupiter, retrograde.
Good benefits and faith.
Wednesday, November 16th, Venus, ingress, Sagittarius.
Free and happy.
And Mercury, trine, Jupiter, retrograde.
Hold those aces.
Then Thursday, November 17th, Mercury, ingress, Sagittarius.
Expand your world.
Friday, November 18th, Sun, sextile, Pluto.
Authoritative.
Saturday, November 19th, Mars, square, Neptune, retrograde.
Confront your fears.
Then Sunday, we end the week, November 20th, Sun, trine, Jupiter, retrograde.
Confident.
Then in Talisman times, Sandy has two upcoming, one to conquer fear, and the other is the special Jupiter talisman to increase wealth and overall good fortune. Then on the horizon, we have many events that we would love to introduce you to and invite you to, one being the free virtual trunk show event and raffle. Then in our house, Sandy has an update from the midterm astrology webinar, so stay tuned for this episode of Astrological Intentions.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars. It's you. Say you are the one you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river, wash yourself clean so you can deliver you.
Hello, Slender Slim.
Well, I thank you.
Yes. No, really. I mean, you're disappearing before my eyes. It's crazy.
That doesn't sound that.
Well, no. No, you look fabulous. You're looking so skinny. You're wearing clothes that I haven't seen in, I think, over like 15 years. I want to say some of them might be 20 years old.
I know.
It's great.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun, actually. It's been easy, fun. You know, I did go to dinner last night with a friend, and you know, I'm not in maintenance yet, but I'm playing with maintenance because it's, you know, I've been very social lately.
Yes. And
it's so much easier to eat diminutive or minimal when you're by yourself.
Yeah. And going direct to all you listeners, thank you again for sending in all of your feedback, your comments. I do have one from Susan. She says, Sandy, loved the activation call and everything you shared with me today. I will be sending you my other two talisman bracelets soon to have them reactivated. You are so full of so much knowledge and explain things so well. As you know, astrology can be hard to follow for a beginner. I just listened to this week's podcast and wanted to acknowledge that I noticed a change in you today, and I couldn't put my finger on it. Now I know it's the Octavia program that you are on. Yay for you. My friend is on the program as well and absolutely loves it. Had to take a moment and step away from my closet organizing project and let you know this. Keep up the mindset on your goals and how amazing you are how amazing you are going to continue to feel. Lighter in all areas, more energy, and just having fun with your wardrobe again. So happy for you. Manifesting to see you in Greece next year, Susan.
I know, Susan. I'm manifesting for you as well.
Right. And it's so crazy that like it's so great to be feeling and hearing this feedback, right? From people outside. You've really dedicated yourself, and that is one thing that you have such clear. When you dedicate yourself to something, you go all in.
I think anybody could do anything for 3 months. I gave myself 3 months. I'm past the 3-month mark, and I'm just going to keep going. A neighbor saw me the other day and popped her head in, and all she could see, I was sitting at my high top desk here.
Right.
And she's like, "Whoa, you look really different." And I know I haven't seen her for some months, and I was like, "I do?" And I got up and started walking. She goes, "Oh, that's why, man." Like, so.
Well, Wow.
Because we went out one time a couple months ago when I was just starting the program, and she goes, "You're still on it?" I'm like, "Yep, yeah, baby, it's
You
worth
did it.
It's worth it." Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about.
Right. No, I know. And
Yeah.
we wind up talking a lot about it where it sounds like we somehow sponsor that, but we don't at all. It's just so great for you to see and feel the results. So,
I considered from the beginning to kind of be a coach. You can be a coach. I'm still considering it. I haven't leaned into it.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move into the transits because we got a big week ahead.
Another big week. And this one actually, last week was called squares and opposites. Mm-hmm. And this one is more about trines and sextiles with one hard square.
Yeah. So
automatically that sounds like an easier period of a week than it was last week.
Right.
Yeah.
And so let's start off with Monday, November 14th. We have 2 transits. The first, Mercury sextile Pluto.
Yeah, can we get along? It's just really, it's a sextile. It's, now's our chance. We're able to form our own opinion. And so Mercury is saying, think your own opinion, think your own advice, think your own idea, and then share it. Mm-hmm. Because it's like you're giving a piece of information that's from your internal strength of Pluto. So I like this. This is a nice aspect right here.
Wonderful. And also that same day we have Sun trine Neptune.
Right. So this is, kind of that calm is trying to arrive. We got that trine to Neptune. This is water. This is all water. So, open your windows and open your eyes. Mm-hmm. Whenever we get the sun in a trine to a outer planet, we mean that it's about to turn the other way. Neptune is retrograde this time of year, and it's now moving direct. So it'll stay at 22 degrees in Pisces for about a little over 2 months. Now, he's a slow moving planet anyway. So when he stops to turn, he takes a long time to turn and come out of that specific degree that he was, that U-turn that he was making, basically the cul-de-sac.
It's a big wide one.
The cul-de-sac.
Right.
So he's here at this 22 degrees of Pisces until January of 2023. Mm-hmm. So that's a bit. And so any birthday that is March 13th or the day before, the day after, you babies are getting your last dose of Neptune on your sun. And so my question to you is, what have you been imagining for yourself in the last 2 years? Parts of this inspiration can work.
Okay. And Tuesday, November 15th, Venus trine Jupiter retrograde.
Good benefits and faith.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I like this. Increase joy shining from within. Venus is still under the beams and combust and in detriment. So it's kind of like that's one reason why it's not my favorite day of the month, because Venus is still in Scorpio. But this still offers, it's not great benefits, it's good benefits, right? And good faith. So shine from within, and kind of make yourself known through maybe your, offering and generosity and appreciation and.
Perfect. We're coming up into the Thanksgiving time and season, so a really wonderful time to really offer
a seat at your table to someone that you normally wouldn't, but that you're friends with.
Yeah. And so we also have Wednesday, November 16th, 2 transits. The first is Venus ingress Sagittarius.
Yay, Venus is coming out of Scorpio where she is, she doesn't like being in Scorpio. She doesn't have her resources. She's not in charge of Sagittarius. But she enjoys it better just because she's more in a friendly neighborhood versus being being lost. It's almost like she's found a house that has a heartbeat, right?
Yeah.
There's life in this house, and she's not wandering through the desolate Scorpio territory. So she's free and happy. So if you have a strong if you have a strong signature of any of the Venus signs, which are Taurus, which you do and I do as well, or Libra, or you have a time lady of Venus, you will enjoy this movement. You will notice this. So anybody that knows that they have a time lord of Venus for this year is, well, time lady, because she's a girl.
Right.
So plan for your international trip now.
Perfect.
Bali.
Yeah. And Mercury trine Jupiter retrograde. Same day, still November 16th.
So this is hold those aces. Mercury still combust. And therefore, it's not really a time to play your winning cards. There is just it's good for discussion because Mercury likes to have discussion in Scorpio. And the trine to Jupiter. Now Jupiter's in his own sign, although retrograde. It's like if you can time your decisions, are your best advances.
So kind of be strategic is what I'm hearing.
Because I think it's like make sure that you're contacting the correct person, right? Like don't try to beat around the bush. Go right to the decision maker
at the right time.
At the right time. So I really like this period of having the momentum of I'm going to go after something. I just have to hit the right target.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. And Thursday, November 17th, Mercury ingress Sagittarius. So now Venus and Mercury together.
Yeah, even though Mercury now he's in his detriment here. Mercury likes the details. Jupiter is not details. Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. Sagittarius is not details. Sagittarius is the big picture.
Right.
The grandiose idea. So Mercury here, although you can expand your world, study philosophy, study some wisdom, study some knowledge that will increase your wisdom, share your story. This is about having Mercury having the ability to go after the big thing this entire 3-week period while he is moving through this. Even though he's in detriment, he may not be able, just have the image. You don't have to put it together.
Right.
Although I am, because we're working on the Mexico day-to-day itinerary and charts. Yeah. So we'll be doing that.
And Friday, November 18th, Sun sextile Pluto.
This is authoritative business, right? So it's an expression of knowing exactly what you like, what you want, what you desire. And that, it's like what you're saying and it's powerful. It's really going after a thing that you want that thing to happen, right? It's like, I'm going to sign up for one of Sandy and Alex's retreats because that's what I want to happen, right? So I'm going to make that decision.
Take a big step towards
and it's
getting something together.
And it's Pluto, so it's like this is driving in power. It's staying power. Yeah.
And Saturday, November 19th, Mars square Neptune retrograde.
Confront your fears. It's a square to Neptune, Mars square Neptune. This is the second pass. This is the one biggie that's going to happen 3 times because Mars retrograde is squaring for the second time Neptune. And this is where we get kind of like a little depression or hopelessness feeling, or the Mars energy is getting watered down a little bit, so it's kind of like
right,
like the donkey call, right?
But also I like what you named this is confront your fears, because the moment that you really challenge that or make an action in the opposite direction of that could really switch around your entire mentality, your vision, your planning, your energy level,
your drive. I mean, even though it's retrograde, it's still saying, hey, what motivates me? What have I been afraid of all these years?
Right.
that I won't do that, or I won't do this, or I'm afraid to be the maverick, or afraid to be the wild horse. Face your fears here. You're going to get one more chance to do this. And this will be in early March of next year. So, this is a time to look at why don't you come out of that whatever lock hold that you have in whatever area that is. What are you afraid of?
Right.
Because this hopeless feeling will go away, and it can be rectified. So you just have to really work on what is.
Yes.
Right? Like, what is this? Not what could it be? What might it be? What was it back in there? What is it right now? And, anytime you get Mars making a square to Neptune, you can be tired.
Yep.
It's like, give yourself a freaking break today.
Yeah.
On this day, which is a Saturday.
And Sunday, November 20th, we have Sun trine Jupiter retrograde.
Right. I called this confidence and empowerment. Here we go with the trine.
Right. Because
Sun trine.
Sun was trine Neptune earlier this week, and now it's trining Jupiter.
Right. And that means it's turning direct soon. Yay.
Cool.
I can't wait. So get excited like me. Empower yourself today. What could you do if you were empowered? What could you do if you, said which way to the beach?
I feel like we all know that answer.
And we say which way to the beach, and you put your muscles out and you show somebody where you're going. Something beyond your surface and your normal routine. Right. What could you do?
I feel like that is such a powerful exercise too, to say, if I had name whatever thing you feel like you're missing in your life, right? I don't have enough energy. I don't have enough time. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have the money.
I'm not skinny enough. I'm not money. Right. Yeah, I don't have the money.
I don't have those certificates that I, have. So name that. So say, if I had everything that I need, what could I do? What would I do? And I feel like answering that question it makes it easier, right? Because the moment that we say, oh yeah, I really want to become that therapist, or I really want to become that person that I've always thought that I could become. And we have that vision, but we just put so many things in front of it in order for us to feel like we've accomplished it and we're worthy of it and all of those things. So really take a moment and just like notice your confidence level when you just imagine yourself, oh, I have all these things. I have everything that I have, all the tools in my tool belt, and I can do whatever I want, because that is the truth. You really do have everything that you want. You can go take those classes.
Everything you need.
Yeah, you can go make that step. The next step is always what's right ahead of you. And so, and the more steps you take in that direction, the further you get. It just makes sense. It's simple. So I think that that's a very cool transit for that exploration.
Especially for the sun making a trine to the Jupiter, because Jupiter is in Pisces, right? So as Jupiter is ready to move forward the night before Thanksgiving and be direct from, the 23rd of November to the 21st of December, I've got a dozen or so people that are waiting to have this Jupiter direct in Pisces Talisman. We won't get this chance for another 11 and a half years. So I've got a window of time of about 3 weeks, really, and not that entire 3 weeks. I'm not going to be making Jupiter in Pisces Talisman beads, but I've got one is still up on the website.
So because we're kind of gravitating in this direction, I'm going to call for talisman times. Okay. We don't have any talismans that are currently finished aside from the Venus Star Point Talisman Workshop talismans that are beautiful blue roses that you can find on the website. But the upcoming talismans, this is where we're gravitating towards, because we have November 25th is that Jupiter in Pisces going direct. That is one of the talismans that you have available, and the other ones have been accounted for.
And then I'm opening some of those times in December.
Okay.
Early December. So I'll be putting some of those up. They're not up yet because the people that are getting the personal intention bracelets that they're already on the list. They were already paid. So if you want any of this energy, which is Jupiter in Pisces, is really he rules Pisces. He's there.
Right.
And it'll be, it's good nature. It's blessings.
And it won't happen again until 2034.
Yeah.
So really, it's a great time.
Oh my gosh. And that already sets me into, oh my gosh, close to my 80s. So hurry up, everybody. Get it while it's hot. Hot dogs here.
To increase wealth and overall good fortune, I serve my higher dimension and realm. By doing so, I am gifted with plenty. Abundance flows to me. That's the intention and affirmation of that talisman. So check it out on the website, or if you have something that has a similar vibration, go ahead and get your personal talisman, because this is a very strong, powerful time. So the other upcoming talisman that I want to discuss is November 20th, and that is that Sunday, the Sun trine Jupiter retrograde day, and this is to conquer fear. I attain courage and authority in all areas of my life. I am the only soul that can commit to my path in front of me.
Right, and it's this Saturn is direct, and Saturn is in Aquarius, where he rules. He's the ruler and domicile lord of Aquarius, and he's rising over the horizon with the moon making a really nice air trine to this but it's a balsamic moon, and so that as the moon is getting ready to cross over the sun. Where she will gain some confidence and gain light.
Yeah.
Right. So I really like this one. This is a beautiful one. And again, that's another thing. Saturn is direct in his own sign, and he will be moving into Pisces in early March, and will not come back into a rulership placement until he goes into Capricorn, which is
a very long time from now.
25 years from now.
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah.
Right. So
these are hot times for talismans.
And I'll remind everyone that the talisman of the month is still available on the website to incorporate global togetherness. Remember, you do get a special discount with this talisman of the month plus a shipping credit. So don't delay. Those are wonderful talismans that are chosen for this specific month. Let's move on to the horizon, where we talk about I'll mention just one more time, the Venus Star Point Talisman Workshop. Those talismans are on the website just if you want it by itself. But if you do want all of your personal reports and your chart work, you can purchase the whole entire thing and stream the webinar yourself. Also, our midterm election astrology webinar, which we're going to discuss a little bit of an update in our house later, is available and ready to watch. And coming up, that's this week. Don't delay. Get your virtual trunk show raffle tickets. It's happening on the 16th. That's this Wednesday. And you can win a talisman of your choice. This is a wonderful time. We hope to have everyone there and join in and learn more about the talismans. So let's see. What else do we have? We have our Jupiter and Pisces talisman making opportunity, which we've already discussed, as well as our December astrology forecast is coming up November 26th. I will be informing you of how this platform is changing and the link and information you're going to be needing. And I think that brings us just to the end, where I mention all of our retreats for 2023, and we can then move into our house.
Perfect.
Okay, we did it. So let's hear about the update from the midterm astrology webinar.
Interesting. I was just kind of giving you a little bit of an update, and I know by the time we hear this, there's going to be more of an update.
Right, of course.
But, Susan Goodell and I did our 1 hour, really spent a lot of great time. We always do.
Right.
she and I spend a lot of time doing research, and we put this beautiful slide presentation together. It's still worth getting right now,
Right.
because of just that the eclipse and the Uranus, and certainly we could be we're looking at the numbers. We're probably not glued to the TV like we might have been, like I was on that day or that night. But things have changed. Things are changing. It was supposed to go one way, and it didn't go the one wave.
Right.
But it's balancing right in the middle. And I find that really interesting that was kind of a surprise. That was that Uranus surprise where, that, and Susan gave a date when we would have the answer, and I gave a date when I thought there would be an answer, and so we're both still right in the ballpark. Depends who takes this next one of Arizona to see if Susan's more right or Sandy's more right. It'll depend on Phoenix,
Right. And
or
Arizona. There is a big delay in finding out.
Yeah, and it's all the mail-ins and the drop-offs, and some states start counting early, and some states start counting the day of, and some states wait till the in-person voting poll is closed and then start the mail. So that's why it's so delayed, and it will just continue to be delayed over our lives until each individual state changes that law of starting to count when they get them in. So interesting. Just I don't want to say anything more about that other than it's what the journalists and reporters are saying.
It's shocking. Right.
Yeah, it's shocking. And Susan and I predicted that.
Right. And it was because what you and Susan pointed out during the webinar is that usually when Uranus is right, Uranus.
Yeah, Uranus. In the mix.
Whatever you think it could be, from it being just like so strange and such a shock, that will even shock you.
And it won't even be the opposite.
Right.
It's not even like if it's going to be blue, it's going to be, orange. No, it's like it's not going to be either one of those. It's going to be something kind of crazy. So it was interesting to watch, after for those that listened and were on live for that webinar.
Right.
You got to watch it in action, watching the astrology of it in action.
Right.
Yeah. And it's still in action, folks. So you can still, it's $25, right?
Yeah.
Everyone can afford that.
Yes.
That's listening to this call.
So I also want to quick give an update. I just got back from Cancun. It was absolutely wonderful. We had a friend's wedding there, and it was my first Jewish lesbian wedding.
Oh, there you go.
So that was it was so interesting. It was so wonderful. All of their friends and their family came in, and just to be there at the beach and have like a beach wedding. I think it was my first beach wedding, like really in the sand,
where
right
you
there.
were permitted to wear white when you were required.
Oh, yeah. And everyone was required to wear white, which looked so cool. Really, when we were walking to the beach, it felt like a parade. It really did. Everyone was very dressed up, and everyone was in white, and there were people taking pictures of us, and it was great. The dance floor was kind of like on fire the whole night. We got to eat dinner in one of the caves. They had like all these beautiful like candles along this like rocky wall, and it was like all kind of like dug out like a cave. Oh yeah, it was so cool.
I didn't see any of those pictures.
I don't.
It's in your memory.
Yes. I don't think I have any pictures of that, but and then we would just walk right outside of the cave, and there was the dance floor. And you would walk on the sand up into the dance floor. There were wonderful disco lights and all of these really like high rocks, kind of like similar to the cave, but it had an opening, kind of like a cenote kind of, but think of sand on the bottom and just really cool. It was fun and dancing the whole entire night, and it was great. And we stayed at a place called Ishkaret, which is
Ishkaret. I like that.
It's kind of like a chain. They have like many different parks that you can go to, but this was like the hotel hub that was in Playa del Carmen. And oh my goodness, we were just shocked at just how pristine everything was and how amazing the staff was. It was like perfect.
It sounds
fill.
like you've got a bookmark in that place.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, I just wanted to give that quick update too.
You ready to talk about your hair yet?
No.
Okay.
Not ready yet. I came back. I had been waiting months for this highlight.
You're talking about it.
Now I'm talking about it. So, I was getting my hair highlighted, and
for the first time in your life,
time ever.
At 34
I was so
and a half.
excited. I mean, it's also about time, because once the grays start coming in a
It's
little
so
bit by
crazy.
little bit, it's just kind of like, oh, well, I need to do something about this. And I went to go get my hair highlighted, and the one thing that I said was, I don't want blonde. Like, please don't give me blonde highlights.
He heard blonde.
Yeah.
It's like the subconscious, you know? you can't say a word because it was like, I don't want that.
So what also scared me was I was processing for 15 minutes and then goes and checks the hair.
Or something.
And then all of a sudden adds 7 minutes on top of that. And so like that should have been my warning sign of like, this is too long. This is not, because the fumes were already happening. I was like, my nose was burning. And so that was a very interesting experience. I'm now going to need to get it toned down because I literally look like
blonde.
I'm trying to be you. And I'm not blonde. I'm not a blonde.
Yeah.
You've
never been,
way too dark of eyebrows, and I love my brown hair. So yeah, that is, I did talk about it after all, but yeah.
But it was hard. I thought you were when you called me afterwards, that you were crying.
No,
you weren't. But your
voice
was.
I was like, I was terrified.
Yeah.
I felt like my hair was going to start falling out, like all of those like terrible videos that you see on social media of like just people just.
Yeah, and it was a new hairdresser. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna go get it fixed. But
by a friend hairdresser.
Yes. So that's the updates here
okay,
from
was a lot
us.
going on
Thank
there,
you
yeah.
everybody for listening in to our podcast, and remember, you can check us out on all of the social media platforms. Email us. Give us all of your feedback, your comments. We love them all. It is our soul food. Yeah. So until next time, everyone have a great week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars. It's you. Say you are the one you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river. Wash yourself clean so you can deliver you. The story of you, the story of you. The story of you, the story.